even as we pursue political issues and the political agenda, I think the question of our morality scale as politicians is ranking very low at this point in time. Well, it is a dangerous thing to take anything for granted. Now, if people want to pursue the BBI, you will recall that on my part, when we were in Bomas a few days ago, I said it would be very important for the Kenyan people to try and close ranks so that we can narrow the differences around the BBI, build more consensus. I was not saying this because I do not believe in some of the contents of the BBI. I was saying this because I think it would be in the interest of every Kenyan citizen that as much as we have the crisis of the COVID on our hands, if we build consensus so that we can minimize what you call high-octane political activity around the issues of the BBI and possible debates that will ensue around it, it will be very good for the Kenyan people. Because if we can all win by having a non-contested referendum where we have brought all our issues together, we will spend less and the lives of our people will be safer. If we were to win a war in terms of our public relations, I think we politicians are doing very badly at this point in time. Because more and more voices are questioning whether we have the finger on the pulse of the nation. You remember when we had a COVID conference at KICC, I did indicate that where are the fault lines in this fight against COVID? And it came out that politicians seem to be ranking very highly as one of the fault lines in the fight against COVID. Perhaps they may be the weakest link. Because what has been happening is that politicians have moved around going about their business as if everything is normal. There has been a postponement of the collection of signatures. Perhaps this is some kind of divine intervention, which gives Kenyans room to quickly close ranks on the areas that were extremely contentious. I say so because once the final publication is done, that is the document that signatures must be appended to. Now, with this slight delay, if I may put it that way, that has been occasioned, then we could use that opportunity so that when the government printer is doing the final publication, the gaps will have been narrowed. And maybe the best measure here is that you will recall that in the referendum of 2010, or end of 2009, that is for the 2010 constitution, you remember the threshold was about 70% acceptance of the new constitution. So my wish is that we should, at the very worst, retain that 70% acceptance, but if we quickly work on the contentious issues, we can quickly have an acceptance of even maybe 80%. I think we have had some dialogue on this particular issue, a dialogue chaired by none other than His Excellency the President, and other party leaders were there, including the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. And if I were just to simply say that my understanding of the session we had is that there is some general acknowledgement that some areas need to be rectified. And that was the understanding that came out of the meeting we had. I will not disclose any other details. And it will be a matter of good faith to make sure that what we did agree, what came out of that conversation, is maintained so that trust can be enhanced. Because the issues you are seeing around this thing is people feeling that there's a breach of trust in what we should do to get together. So I hope that the spirit of the session that we had shall be maintained going forward, so that we can have unanimity or near unanimity on the issues of the BBI.